Good morning, afternoon on the other side of the country. It is Nico B, also known as Nico Smash, formerly known as Mac Leffler, and I'm here with your December 2019 wave check. Now, I had some notes, and yeah, I got my little titties in my fat belly. I don't care anymore, because guess what? Nico's done giving any types of fucks. So I had some notes and I had some things written down, but this morning I was really feeling it. I was really feeling tapped in, and I'm just gonna let it flow. So first thing, I want to talk a little bit about myself. I removed myself from social media because I was feeling just way too many eyes. Way too many eyes, way too many people tapping into my energy. And for those of you that work with energy or empaths, psychic intuitives, or clairvoyants, you know that you can feel a vibration through a fucking phone, through damn near anything. And you can feel when people are watching you and listening to you, and there it's not a reciprocal energy. So that's why I took my shit to a whole nother platform. Okay. So y'all gonna have to give me these likes, views, and subscribes for the goddess word. I woke up this morning and I realized I've been up here feeling anxious, maybe even a little bit depressed. I've been eating bad. I've been fucking. Luckily, I haven't been drinking and smoking, which is good. But I realized I'm up here feeling anxious and depressed and all these motherfucking earthly things when I am the motherfucking goddess. I'm it. I have every single thing I need to conceive whatever the fuck I want. I made it. My birthday is next week on Monday, December 23rd. I'm going to be 26 years old. I did not think I would see past 18. As people I grew up with that didn't see past 21. I was sitting next to motherfuckers at graduation who had just got popped. People thought that they was dead. So I really woke up this morning and had to get myself in order and get myself in check. And I don't work for man. I am not manipulated by man. I am a manipulator of matter, magic, and all things of God and of light. You feel me? I have had the calling since I was a very small child. At a very young age, I knew how to read. I was having conversations with adults on subject matter that a child really wouldn't know about. I mean, I hadn't lived that long. I was only like 6 or 7. But I've had the calling for a very long time. And what pulled me away from it is I was worried about what everybody else thought about me or wanted from me or wanted to think about me, opposed to just living my truth and being who I really am. And as soon as you can abandon what the fuck you think people think, you can actually get into some real, magic. You can really start making things happen for yourself. And so it's like I've been sitting here feeling bad about what I don't got and trying to be gracious at the same time. And I literally got back on Instagram just to listen to Hood Healer. And she was like, you can heal and hustle. And I'm definitely hustling this ass. All while healing at the same time. I've been through so much this year, probably more than I've ever been through. I thought the year that I lost my grandma was like the zenith of the bullshit that I could go through. But God has revealed some things to me in a very unconventional way. Because that's the only way I'm going to learn. That's the only way I'm going to listen. I'm a Capricorn. I'm hard-headed. And I could be fixed. I could be very fixed at times. So it's taken everything to be removed from my life. Everything I thought I wanted, needed, trusted to be fucking broken down. The Scorpio rising and with the Aries moon, all this fire. It took everything to burn before my eyes so this ascension could happen once again, to remind myself that I am the godlike consciousness. I am the embodiment of spirit on earth. This is a vessel. The way I look right now is not the way I looked 100 years ago. Like I've said before in my past videos, and I watched all my videos, and I realized that the message is all the same. I've lived and died many of times. But let me tell y'all something. This dick ain't free, okay? this word ain't free. It's as free as long as the energy is within exchange, but y'all not gonna just take from me. And one thing y'all for surely not gonna do is fuck with me. No more. I've been agitated entirely too much this year. And I'm at the point where I'm not taking no shit from nobody, and I really don't give a fuck how nobody feel. That kind of brings me into my first topic on some of the notes that I took about this December 2019 wave check. And I will have a bonus reading that I will do on my birthday on Patreon. Yes, I fucks with cards. I don't fuck with everybody though, and that's why I never disclose that. And if you have asked me in the past, I have told you no, because I did not feel comfortable with working with my energy in that way and opening myself up to that type of exchange, because I really was not ready for that. But I'm gonna do things at my own pace, at my own rate, because this is my motherfucking life. So, if something does not resonate with you, or if people cannot see you for what you choose to be now, watch the motherfuckers that always bring up past shit. Like, you come into the room and you be like, yeah, I just met this guy, like, he's really nice, like, he's been taking me places, we've been going out, we've been having conversations about spirituality and things like that. And this bitch wanna be like, oh, you remember when you was fucking with such and such? Like, oh, you remember he had that broke down ass car? Like, why you gotta bring up all of my past shortcomings when I'm trying to live in my new life, in my new light? Like, that's some hater shit, honestly. When somebody always want to talk about some negatives, when you trying to talk about your positives, just be very cautious. Be very cautious of how people use their words. Syntax and diction, y'all can Google it. Y'all Google them words. Syntax and diction will tell you everything you need to know about a person. The way people say things to you, and we at a point in the sister circle where if it feels that way, then it is. Because it's like 3 levels that happen. I see it, something kind of don't resonate with me. I feel it, then there's a sign. God reveals something, show something. It could be a dream, it could be a song, it could be really like something that person says, but it touches on my intuition. And every time I want to start listening to others, that's when my shit starts getting quiet. There was a point in my life where my intuition had went all the way down here. And do you know what I was doing at that time? Drinking. Constantly, like heavily drinking. Partying. So being around people I didn't even really give a fuck about. People that really didn't even know me or care about me. And drugs. You call it what you like, you figure it out how you want to. I'm being honest, I'm keeping it 100 because ain't nobody gonna tear me down. I've already broke myself down so I can build myself back up. But all of those things made the voice go quiet for me. And that's how I learned that there was truly a gift, because as soon as I was trying to move into being comfortable in this worldly sense, I was losing myself in so much of what was grounding me in my spirit. And if you are a healer yourself or a spiritual person, you have been through a tribulation that has showed you how much this realm is really not for you. Like, this is one dimension in one plane, and some people make it like it's everything. Like these ideas we have around relationships and love and unions and children, like, why? That is all for show. There is something much deeper to be cultivated past what you can see with your eyes. There is something to be cultivated that can be felt. And once you create a vibration, it lives forever. It will vibrate through your children's children. That is our generational wealth as Black people, is spirit, melanin, the pineal gland, the ability to connect to the ancient code. It's a reason why we're different. It's because we're not the same. And every time we try to get on to their level, and by they I do mean white people, we start losing ourselves and we start losing everything that's fucking cool about us and fucking radical about being black. Because that's why white people want to be us. Because we are the trendsetters from the dawn of time. Where did they take Christianity from and then came with it? I'd say almost 2,000 years later, 1,500 years later, when all the dark people around the world had already tapped into this and figured that out, and they want to take the Ankh and make it look like a cross. I got an Ankh tattoo right here, and it's because no matter what happens right here, right now, I know that my footsteps were ordained and I was cultivated in a different season, a different time, and a different dimension. And I've been sent here once again to do my work. Who do I work for? Who pays? Who writes my checks? God, Isis, Yahweh, Oshun, whoever you would like to call it, whoever you would like to pray to. That's who is making sure I'm straight these days. That little money that my job give me can never compensate for what I truly need in my life. And that's when I had to realize, why am I sitting up here worried about compensation when I have an abundance that I could tap into at any time? For December, the homework is to tap in to yourself. Everything is already there. I surprise myself all the fucking time with how I can look at something and learn it just like that. Read something and understand. Like to be able to understand, culture, history, math, science, is a true Renaissance woman. I remember I was talking to my friend, my sister, my soul sister, and I was like, damn, I'm doing all these things at once. I'm really good at all these things. I was like, I don't even got no man. And she said, look, you are talented. You are talented. You have talents that could never be indicative of a man, of somebody being with you. They could never understand that level of ability, God-given ability. I could do 3-4 things at once. That's why I had to get this ass in gear and stop tripping off this bullshit or stop letting people get to me. But at the same time, I had to let people know that you can't keep fucking with me. That season is over. There's so much I gave to situations and so much I did for others. I'm absolutely done. Absolutely done. I'm completely invested in myself and my ability. That's what this whole December wave check is how much are we willing to risk on ourselves? Will you bet it all to get it all? Or is you gonna keep worrying about the cost? Like, I made an abundance, an affirmation station playlist, and if y'all want that, I'll share that below. But Migos, what's the price? Prices going up. Prices going up. What's the price? Because it all comes at a cost. And until you determine the worth, motherfuckers will give you pennies. Motherfuckers will give you pennies for what is truly a multi-million-dollar conception. We as black people have been played out time and time again. They don't want to tell how many things we have invented and how much their daily life has been cushioned and comforted with our abilities and inventions. Do you know that the ancient Egyptians, ancient Kemet, had lights? They didn't just have irrigation, they had plumbing. And this is what do they want to call that? Like, and I could get fact checked. 2000 BC or something like that. They can't explain it. They want to say that the pyramids were solely tombs and make it like we were material people, when actually only a few of the pyramids served as tombs. And I believe the Great Pyramids in Giza were actually energy plants. Why? Because where Africa is on the planet is the strongest magnetic field. It is the strongest magnetic field on the planet. And those pyramids were aligned with what? The stars. Why is it that women can be in line with the moon? It's because we are the stardust people. We are greater than human. We're superhuman. We're superhuman. I know some of y'all watch Ancient Aliens, and Hood Hitler was talking about aliens today too. And I'm not necessarily going to go into aliens or what you believe, but they, meaning white people, white historians, could not figure out how ancient Egypt was doing the things that they were doing, so they want to say that we had the intervention of aliens, when really we were doing alchemy. We were so strongly tapped into energy, science, and astronomy that we knew how to harness that energy to move them bricks to make them pyramids. We were doing fucking alchemy. Y'all can Google what that is too. We were manipulating matter through magic. What is manifestation? It's using the power, the law of attraction, because this is also physics once again, using the law of attraction to bring what you so seek to you. We gotta start reading. Like, damn, December wave check topic number 3. Read. Educate yourself. It baffles me how much information is open to the public at this point in time. I'm on a motherfucking iPhone, a cracked iPhone at that. It blows my mind how you can literally learn anything. I'm not even good at technology. I learned how to make a YouTube page off of YouTube. I taught myself how to sew. I had never taken a sewing class. I taught myself how to sew. I didn't even realize that I was doing the whole process, making patterns, sketches, designing, measuring. I didn't even realize that I was doing all these fundamentals that I had never even done before. I'll go on fucking YouTube and figure out how to fix my car if I need to. I'm an all-around player, honey. Get you one. Get you someone who could do both. Because trust and believe, anything I need to figure out, I'm going to go get that shit for myself. When I was in college, I would go to the library and go pick up books and just sit there and read them. Flip through them. Go to different sections. I truly indoctrined myself in whatever I did not know. And, you know, niggas got to get up and stop being lazy. Like, we all have these really beautiful God-given talents and abilities. And you want to sit there and be a motherfucking, I don't know. You want to sit up there and push somebody else's bottom line and be a worker when you're a creator. When the machines that you're working on, it's not a coincidence that you know how to take that shit apart, put it back together. Like, we out here with a much greater conception of our abilities, and we really have to start using each other and using our own minds to tap into these greater abilities to create our society, our community. We are a thriving people. Who is the most educated group in the world, the smartest group in the world? Black women. That's another thing. Black men, start listening to black women. They're the only ones that really give a fuck about you. Your homies is jealous. And why are they jealous? Because you got that black woman cooking for you, making sure your body is well fed, healthy, watching your back. Hey, I felt this. I had dreams. I had signs. Telling you about yourself. trying to really help your ass. We go to college and get full ass degrees and come back to the hood to be with niggas. I'm making a video.
Tiny towels down here.
These towels. This is my real life, y'all. Like, this is not no bullshit. This is my real life with my real family. But what was I talking about? I don't know. Let's just stick to the wave check. Bonus reading, like I said, it will be on Patreon. I think that should be like $1 to watch. Ooh, false idols. That's what just ran through my head. That was one of my notes. False idols. Everybody wants to be so spiritual and so tapped in. And I feel like if you can't expose the parts where you're wrong, or even admit when you're wrong, or even talk about like, yep, I struggle with addiction, or, you know, I was abused in my life, or I was a part of an abusive relationship, I don't think that that's somebody to really be trusted. Because anybody that builds themselves up like they're perfect is hiding something. And y'all need to be very cautious and wary of all of these readings and things that y'all trying to get, because people, not everybody is genuine, and people see that. And if you're not truly spiritual, you won't be able to discern between people that are profiting and people that are giving messages. Because I give messages freely. Like, I be running into people when I'm in Walmart and I just start talking. I'll be in the grocery store, all kind of stuff. And that's why I had to switch platforms, because everybody that was there was not there for the true ascension of the collective. Because that's why I'm making these videos, because the conversations I was having individually, those people said that was a conversation that should be had on multiple levels. So here I am, working for God, like I should, trying to do right. I always be trying to do right by myself and by God and what I feel is truly vibrating with me. So at this point, moving forward into 2020, what I would like to urge you for December 2019 wave check is don't do nothing that don't resonate with you. If it don't vibrate with you, if it doesn't lift you up out your bed and make you want to run and do that shit, leave it. Why are we out here doing things that don't serve any type of purpose, that don't make us feel anything? We have let these white people take the feeling out of everything. We scared to even emote amongst ourselves. They want to make us over emotional. They want to use the word ghetto when we expressive. Okay? They want to use the word confrontational or violent when we stand up for ourselves and for each other. They want to use the word militant when we're uniting. You got to pay attention to what the fuck is going on. Ooh, 23. You got to pay attention to what the fuck is going on out here, man. What has happened so many times before. I'm really trying to make this wave check different, because I watched my other videos and realized that I've been saying the same damn thing. I don't know if this shit is resonating with anybody, but hey. Where is Spirit taking me right now? Where is Spirit taking me right now? Where is Spirit taking me right now? Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. If people cannot fuck with you where you're at, leave them. They are dead weight. They are baggage. That was my lesson for 2019, is to leave motherfuckers where they at. Because you know when you are indulging in low vibrational shit. You can't keep playing with that line, man. You can't want to double dutch with your calling and your destiny. You want to fuck with all the positives of being in touch with spirit, but you don't want to fuck with the negatives. And what's the negative is that you got to let everything go. Every spiritual story, Siddhartha, Okay, the realization of the Buddha, he went and sat under a tree for, what was it? Every religion has a different number, but they had to go away from everybody to understand who they truly were, because there's a lot of projection happening, and I can see the lines getting pushed harder and harder. And I'm glad that I got off of social media when I did, and I'm coming back just to present all of this information and present these services that I'm doing for Spirit, because I don't want to work for nobody. I want to solely work for the community, uplifting, uprooting us as a unit, because that is something I've always been called to do. Calling, ancient code. Within my family, I found out that there are people that are very artistic, that can paint, that can draw, that had businesses. And I'm like, well, shit, maybe my whole life I was called to be a designer and do this fabrication and create these things and speak these words my whole life. My daughter is a beautiful example of a conception of a beautiful time in my life. Before I even knew I was pregnant, I was painting, I was writing, I was sketching, I was drawing, I was making things. I was also in school, reading, doing work, doing homework, writing shit, writing things for myself, still working with my crystals and all that stuff. I didn't even realize how much all these things I was doing was actual ritual and was the shit that I needed to learn to be within priestess status anyways. My daughter is so smart. She understands the inner workings of everything around her. She knows how everything works. She picks up the phone, she says hello. She opens the refrigerator, she says eat. That is a conception of manifestation, of growing something, putting energy into something, and watching it go out there and exist. No matter what I do in my life, she already has everything within her. If she was to wake up and not have me one day, she will get older and go to the calling herself because it's ordained in her. There was so much put into that seed before I even knew it. Before I even knew I was pregnant, I had stopped smoking, stopped drinking. I wasn't even going out like that. I was only going to networking events. And it's amazing how God works, how Spirit works. I don't know why I couldn't figure out that that's what the fuck he was trying to tell me, but hey, she's here. And she's amazing. So, you know what I'm going to close this video out with is don't be afraid. I remember I was called upon when I was in high school to be an activist and be a catalyst and to stand up and to speak out for injustice. And I remember telling my mentor at the time, Mr. McKnight, I said, they're going to kill me. I said, they're going to kill me for the things that I'm saying. He was like, you'll be all right. I was very scared. I was very fearful to be so young and to have to discipline myself in such a way. But now I appreciate it, because I would hate to be walking around this planet purposeless and living as just a consumerist zombie, because I battle with a lot of fucking bad habits, and shopping was one of them, and it's still something I kind of deal with. But I'll be like, hey, I make more money than I can shop some more. Yeah, this December 2019 wave check is really about, and if you're seeking more like prediction things, my prediction for this coming time is authenticity. Get right with yourself before you get exposed. Get right with God, and I don't think people understand, because this has become such a social generation where we have to put everything out there. Nobody has to know about the relationship between you and your redemption and your God, and that conversation that you have with spirit and your ancestors. Doesn't nobody have to know about that. It could be deeply personal, deeply between you. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. As long as you have the conversation, that's all that matters. Nobody can tell you where you at in your journey. It's your journey to be had. Decide for yourself. Decipher things. Start thinking a little deeper. Really, really, really start reading. Like, reading is so essential. But yeah, I'm kind of done. This is 30 minutes. So, I'll be offering a bonus reading for my birthday for Capricorn season on Patreon. And I'll be releasing that after I have released this video. So please like, subscribe. I don't know, I'm new to YouTube. Just like, come fuck with the kid. Come to my page, come fuck with the kid. If you would like me to post all the other wave checks on this page, please comment that below. But let's keep the conversation going. If you guys have anything to say, anything you want to discuss, please comment below. I'll comment back. Yeah, thank you. Love you, love me. Thank you to the spirit guides and the ancestors for giving me this message. Thank you for listening. All right.